Hey, True Believers England team here, and I'm reading new comic books again. Having a little fun as well. I figure, what the heck, let's talk about them. Now, I am behind. I will admit that. So there's going to be some of these books that might not be on the shelf. I think they all are. I do have the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. At least they put out a little bit of a preview of their Shattered Fate storyline. So kick back, relax. Let's get this party started. Alrighty, gang, I'm going to start off with Green Arrow #1. So listen, I have been just railing against new books. DC has been messing up left, right, straightforward, and all which ways. And I've got to tell you something. This book changed my mind. I was like, holy crap, I've got to start looking. And people were telling me, dude, you got to check out DC now. They're starting to kick ass again. And lo and behold, I picked this one up. I start reading it, and I am just hooked. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I might actually have to read the credits on this one, because I am not a credits dude, man. I will let that stuff go by and not know, but we've got Joshua Williams now. And we've got Sean Izaki drawing, and it looks good, and it reads good. But here's the thing. You get the... you got Green Arrow. They're doing their normal action and adventure stuff, and it's done well. One thing I like, and this is one of the great things about older comics, is you get story during the action. Unfortunately, way too many modern books will do the action, and then they'll go and they'll have a cup of coffee, and you get this big information and character dump. But in good comics like this, you're learning the characters as they're beating up the bad guys, as you're going through. Maybe it's through dialogue, maybe it's through the boxes. You know what I want to bring back? I would love for the thought bubble to show up again. Wouldn't that be nice? But here you get both. They have this kid come in, everybody's like, hey, who's that? Who's that? And it turns out that it is a daughter of Speedy's who went missing, and we get sort of a reunion. And I got to tell you something. The whole build-up, I saw it coming, but I got to tell you, the whole build-up still hits as he realizes who it is, and he just says, flat out lays it out, and he starts talking about her, about memories that she would never have. And boom, it's no like, hey, you're my father and you left and I hate you. Nope, right away it's like, give me a hug, baby. We're family. And I'm telling you, that hit me right in the feels. Green Arrow is a freaking cool book. I hope they don't mess it up. Please, Joshua, keep the quality up. Do not screw this one over, because Green Arrow is awesome and he deserves an awesome book. Next, we have Archie versus the World by Aubrey Sitterson and Jeff Doherty, I believe his name is. The credits are about to hit here now. I got to admit, I was like, hey, Archie versus the World, let me check that out, because I actually like Mark Waid's modern run on Archie. That's pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Had I known Aubrey Sitterson was writing, I would have backed off a little bit, because he's not very good. Let me explain. For some reason, I never actually understood, how did the world get this way, where it's sort of Borderlands. I've never played the game, but I've seen my daughters play it, so I guess I could use the reference, where it's kind of like Borderlands. And we have these tough guys. You got Archie and Jughead going. They walk into a bar and they get into a fight, and all of a sudden, like Archie has Hadouken powers, Hadouken, you know, that kind of thing. And nothing is really explained. I'm reading it, and I'm like, okay, so what's going on? Like, there's a lot of action to it. So if you want something on a visceral level, something you're not going to have to think about, maybe this is the book for you. But if you're actually looking for any kind of story, I mean, right here, they've got the witches show up. And why? They serve no purpose. There is no purpose to this book. And that's, you know, I mentioned in the Green Arrow review that there is a certain amount of story with the action. Here you're getting no story. You're getting talking, you're getting dialogue, you're getting pictures, but you're not getting anything of substance. I mean, in a book like this, I've seen good writers build a world, make you care about that world, make you care what happens in that world. Here, it looked like he says, hey, you know what? I think would be cool, this scene. So they do that scene because that's what they want. I wish I could say better things about this. I truly do, because I do like the Archie brand, especially now. I got to tell you, I've liked the changes in Archie, in the Archie comics, but now, and I like the horror books, and I like them branching out. But unfortunately, this one's a miss. And I know, Aubrey said I should have read the credits page. I really should have, but unfortunately I didn't. I got saddled. Actually, I'm sorry, but I did sell it at an auction, so I saddled someone else with it. But, you know, okay. At least I was on the up and up, kind of. The third book of the video is Captain America Cold War. This has both Steve Rogers and Falcon in it. Yes, I have to swallow everything, just go, okay, you know what? Let's read it based on what it is, no matter how stupid it is to have Falcon give up his identity to wear his best friend's clothes. But that's neither here nor there. First thing out of the gate, I see this guy, and here comes what I'm assuming is Bucky's transsexual brother wanting to be a woman. I don't understand the art in this book, because holy Hannah, it is bad. Holy Hannah and her sisters. I mean, why was this drawn this way? It's just, sometimes art is so bad in a book, it absolutely derails. It truly does. And this was it. I could not get through this opening sequence. I really couldn't, because of how bad Bucky was drawn. Okay, so we got Jackson Lansing, Colin Kelly, and Tochi Onyebuchi writing this piece of crap, with only Carlos Mango to blame for the horrible, horrible art. In all honesty, I have to admit, this is one of those books, and sometimes it happens, where you read it and then you go, what happened? And I'm not talking about in the way of the Archie, where it's like, okay, it's just a big old mess. I'm talking about the fact that this was absolutely a forgettable book. This is not a book that is going to last. Marvel just seems to be pumping out stuff. You know what? They tell us in YouTube, when you're doing videos, you want to keep a schedule. You want to make sure you're doing every day. And I don't know how good that is as far as advice is, but it seems what Marvel's doing. Captain America here, this story, the Cold War, is not so much a comic book as it is content for Marvel. So long as they've got a Captain America story out there, they're happy. They don't care if it's good. They don't care if it's bad. 3 freaking writers on this crap. And it's one of the worst Captain America stories I've ever read. And I'm a Captain America fan. I'm a Falcon fan, too. And I think they should show Sam Wilson some dignity and give him his identity back, and then push that. See if people would be interested in that. But you know what? That's an argument I've made a million times. And I'm sure at Marvel it's going to fall on deaf ears. And the last book I'm going to review here today is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. So I picked it up. I'm thinking, all right, let's go. Let's see. It's Henry Barajas and Pablo Verdugo. And I'm a Turtles fan. I am. I wish I kind of delved into them a little more than I have. I missed that whole Jenica thing that everybody loved. But here, you get classic Turtles. Flat out. This is what people know and love. There is, so far, there is no surprises here except for the plot, except for what happens. As far as the characters, you see the Turtles. They're getting their asses whipped by the rat bots, and that's what I've always called them, in the Hand, and they're working together, and they're like, wait a second, what's going on? And Raph is like, I want to get back out there, and Leonardo's, we just got our asses handed to us because you're not working as a team. So it's basically they're showing off the team dynamic right away, and it made me think I would love a little bit more of a riff, like Mikey going with Raph and Donatella hanging with Leonardo about it. But we get the whole story, and we get the character set up, and then we get, I guess, the MacGuffin, the plot point that drives forward as somebody tries to kidnap Splinter. And it is, of course, Shredder. And so, boom, we hit the ground running. This is, I'm assuming, a 12-page preview. It's awesome. It was a hell of a lot of fun, and it makes me want to actually pick up the series when it's out. So there you go. I mean, what more can you do out of a 12-page preview, right? So there you go, gang. Those are the 4 reviews I have for you today. What do you think? Have you read these books? I'm pretty sure you have. Like I said, I'm behind. I know that. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Where was I wrong? Where was I right? What would you have had me mention? So here you go. Here's my rankings from worst to best. In the last spot at number 4, I've got to go with Captain America Cold War. It's one thing to write a bad book. It's another to write a forgettable book with bad art. That's what I remember out of this. I remember how poorly Bucky was drawn. Couldn't tell you what the story was about. Now, granted, this is probably about a month out from my reading it, and I'm an old man, or older man anyway, but still, I could tell you what I thought about everything else. Not this one. It was horrible. And in third place, we got to go with Archie versus the World. I wish I could say more better things about an Archie book. This was a jumbled mess. What's the Shakespearean quote? Filled with sound and fury and signifying nothing. That is this book in a nutshell. If only they took time for world building, maybe made this a miniseries instead of a one-shot, it would have meant something. But unfortunately, once again, just a big, old, loud, jumbled mess. In second place, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. Everything you expect. Not a lot new, but enough to keep you interested and enough to drag you into the series. That being said, ultimately this was a 12-page preview, and I don't think that it really kind of can stand up to the world building that a full-length comic book could give you. So that's why it is the runner-up. That leaves, of course, the Green Arrow in first place. I've been hearing people say, dude, you got to check out DC Comics, and this was the first book I went to. And I am so glad I did. Now it's got me branching out. I'm going to check out everything, and I'm going to see if DC is actually bringing themselves back from the dead, or is this going to be a one-off where they just got lucky? Hopefully the former, not the latter.